Hello everyone, this is Ralph from Ralph's Trucking. I'm a truck driver for well over 25 years. I started February of 2000. It is now June 2025. I've been here at Tyson Foods for a little over 3 years. And this video is mainly for Tyson drivers, but any driver. Here lately, last couple months, our log department is getting very strict on our logs, which they should be. Getting tickets on your logbook hurts the company. It hurts the driver because you could get a ticket. The company will get a ticket and lower our CSA points. Lower our CSA means we go into more weigh stations. More weigh stations we go into, the more chances of getting inspected or sitting and waiting to get weighed. A lot of times getting pre-pass or drive-wise is based on your carrier safety numbers. And sometimes it's your weight. But they're trying to stop some of the tickets drivers are accruing. It is, like I said, I've been driving for 25 years. I started on paper logs. Last 10, 15 years, just about everyone is on electronic logs. I believe 97 engines and newer are all supposed to be on e-logs. Now here at Tyson, I'm on my third different system. I started off at PeopleNet, then Orbcom. Now we're on Samsara. But there is some things that drivers are getting popped for that should not be done. So let's talk about logs in Tyson Foods. Okay. A logbook is cycle. That is your 70-hour clock. That's how many hours you have on your 70-hour clock. This is your 14-hour clock. As you can see, I've only been in a sleeper berth 9 hours and 9 minutes. I have 5 hours and 12 minutes to drive right now. And if I started, I'll have my 8-hour break. But this will drop that down. So, as you see here, unidentified driving event occurred. Detected. I had my truck in the shop all day Thursday. I had a shake in the front end. I had a leak in my differential, air conditioning issues, and a small air leak. So I reported the truck. They done a bunch of work to the truck, got new steer tires, my alignment, and all that. And they took it for a test drive yesterday. Well, I was logged out of the truck. They did not log into the truck. So I'm going to have this on my logs. That, I guess, is going to stay on my logs. I have to call the log department out and talk to them. But there's a few things on here that drivers need to make sure they do. And they send us messages all the time. Make sure you certify yesterday's logs. As you can see, it says certificate. You certify. Do I want to certify this? No, because my day's not done. Another thing you have to make sure you put in the trailer numbers you had of the day and your shipping numbers of the day. I go through every day, the next day, and I'll delete. I pulled this load, still it was in this 24-hour period. So this 500 number will be there. When I start my day, this one I will delete. And then the next load I am picking up, I'll put it there. And of course, it's already set up for your time zone. We log in Central Time Zone. We're on a 70-hour, 8-day work period. And you could click here and hit a remark saying, hey, at this time I went over because there was no safe parking, whatever. It's best to mark it down so they have access to it. I went over my logs a couple months ago and I did not mark it down. I went to the next safe place and I got in trouble for that. So, note to the wise, make sure you leave a remark. And as you also see, every time there's driving, there's remark. There's remark. There's remark. And you can write down traffic, whatever. Cover your bases with your logs. Okay, here on your logs, like I said, this is your 8-hour break, this is your 11-hour drive day, this is your 14-hour clock, and this is your 70-hour clock. If you go up here to settings, make sure this split sleeper toggle is turned on. Make sure that is turned on. Split sleeper toggle. So if you are at a customer, make sure that toggle switch is on. That will stop your 14-hour clock. You can stop your 14-hour clock here at Tyson one time in a 14-hour period. So if you stop somewhere for, say, 3 hours to take a nap, you go to a customer and you stay for 4 hours. Whichever time is longer is what your computer will recognize as your off time. Make sure that toggle switch is off. So if you drive somewhere, say 5 hours into a customer, you sit there for 5 hours. If you had that toggle switch on, you have the hours on your 70-hour clock, and it will give you 6 hours to drive away. Now, if you did not have that toggle on, you drove 5 hours in, you were off for 5 hours, it only give you 4 hours of drive time available. Biggest problem drivers all over the board are messed up is on the split break. If you take a 7-hour break, sleeper berth, it has to be in a sleeper berth, you can have 3 hours off duty to get your 10. Or a 2-hour off duty will let you have a 8-hour sleeper berth to finish your 10. And whatever hours, say I drove 6 hours. I went to bed for 7 hours. Drive for 5. I go off duty for 3 hours. To shower, eat, relax. I will have that first hours come back. Now, it's not wise to do the split break long. To get a load delivered or a break, yeah, but to keep it up, it will mess up your 14 and all. Luckily, that electronic logs will keep a track of it for you. But make sure you have that toggle on. And another thing drivers are doing are, soon as that top button says, okay, it's been 8 hours, I could go. And don't wait till it actually changes on your dials. Samsara doesn't do by the minute, they do it by the second. So it could be like my 10-hour break. It could be 10 hours and 15 seconds, 10 hours and 20 seconds, or whatever, before it resets. Wait an extra 1 to 2 minutes after it resets to make sure you're good to go. All right, my 10-hour break is almost up. So here I'm going to show you, boom, it just changed. As you notice, my 512 and 548 are staying the same. And it's been 10 seconds. 15 seconds. 30 seconds. 25 seconds. 30. 35. 40 seconds before it actually changed. Like I said, Samsara does it by the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. This is just proof. Make sure you wait an extra 1 to 2 minutes before you change. Now I have a fresh 8, I have a fresh 11, I have a fresh 14, and I have 44:23 on my 70-hour clock. Make sure you give it enough time for it to reset before you go on duty. Okay, let's talk about PC, personal conveyance, and how it works here at Tyson Foods. All right, let's show you exactly what it will say. PC. Okay, it will ask you for the PC request, the date, city, state. Are you on a 34-hour restart? Yes or no? Are you going to return to the same location? Yes or no? Has at least a 7-hour sleeper berth, has to be in a sleeper berth before PC? Yes or no? Will take at least a 7 or 8 hour PC break after the break? Then it'll ask you, is customer forcing you off with zero drive time, the reason for the request, and then you hit the select button. But here it says plain and Daniel has to have a 7-hour break before or after your PC. And it is on the request of PC. Will you have to take a 7-hour break before or after? A lot of drivers are getting in trouble for not taking a 7-hour break. Hey, what is happening with Tyson and the drivers with PC issues? You take a 2 or 3 hour break, you ask for PC. They give it to you. You drive somewhere, you go eat a good meal, good Italian, lasagna, some Mexican, whatever. And then you drive back, go off duty, or go sleeper berth. So you've done your PC movement. But on the Samsara, it just tells you once you hit your 10, then you're free to go. But you did not take the complete 7-hour break that Tyson Foods wants you to take before or after you do a PC move like that. So drivers are seeing it on the Samsara saying, I got hours, I'm good to go. I didn't, because it don't recognize PC at all on your on-duty, nothing, because it's off-duty drive. So make sure you get PC, you sit for 7 or sleeper berth 7 hours before or 7 hours before after. It's probably on that form I just showed you. And do not go by the tablet where it says, oh, I'm good to go because it says so. But you'll get in trouble when they audit PC. They audit PC very well. When I was in Texas 2 weeks ago, I sat at a customer, I went off duty. I ended up staying at the customer like 8 hours. Of course, that stopped my 14. I drove close to Houston, got the trailer washed out, and I went to the Loves and parked. I was all good via this. But the next morning, it said I was in violation. So I had to go through, let's say for like yesterday, and say this off duty here. I want to put it on duty. I had to go through and audit my logs. So let's go on duty. Let's go. And here you make sure you put the suggestion deal, break, split break, pre-trip, post-trip, waiting, loading, unloading, meal, which why are you going to log on duty for a meal, drop and hook, fuel, lunch, why are you going to log for that, shop, why are you going to log for that, delivery, yard movement. We are allowed yard movements, I think it's up to about 15 miles an hour or scale. So let's put this 1 minute as loading, and it's gonna put it on there and go down and certify it. Now that log is certified. Yeah, it moved that 1 minute to on duty. That is how you edit your logs. If you notice, the next day it will show up in red if you have a violation. If you can, fix it. Edit your logs. It is not that hard. The only thing we cannot edit is drive. We can leave a remark under drive, but we cannot edit anything else. But we can edit everything but the drive line. Now this is talking about Tyson Foods, could be also about your company. Tyson Foods, like I said, is getting more strict on hours of service and anything to do with PC movement. It's their company, it's their ball, I'll play ball. I'm here in the dock getting rework because I was 600 pounds over gross. So that's why I got my safety vest on and I'm shaking and bouncing. Now, hours of service are easy. You're a truck driver out here, you should know about the hours of service. 70 hours in 8 days. We have 14-hour days. We can stop once by at least a 2-hour break. And we can do split breaks if you have that split break on. I don't like to do split breaks too often, but if I have to, I will, to get a load delivered or get home. Matter of fact, I had to take a 3-hour break when I went home last because I was 10 minutes short. I don't want to get in trouble with Tyson. So I stopped and took a 3-hour break to drive another hour to go home. Just be careful. Log it the way you do it. If you have any questions, contact the log department. I know one guy called me. He said he got rode up again and he has to do a logging class. If you have any issues, ask to be a part. Go to the logging class in Springdale. This is just informational. This ain't an educational. This is not facts. This is 25 years out here working.